Where I am now, better than before, through those open doors. Where I am now, where I am now, in a special place, until I walk in place. Where I am now.
It's now time for the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world. That's FYI Radio Show with your host, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton. I'm in Everette, the co-host. The music that you hear in the background is none other than Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton, where I am now. And if you'd like to see us live on WGPL 1350 Studio, all you have to do is go to Edward Everett's Facebook page, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton Facebook page, and guess what? You can see us live right here in WMBA 88.9 Studio. And if you want to hear us all over the globe, all you have to do is go to WPCE1400.com or WGPL1350.com. Click and listen live. And now I want to introduce to some and present to others the host of the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton, and a pleasant good morning to you.
Good morning. This is a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
Would you, could you, will you be my neighbor?
Let's welcome our neighbors. Let's welcome our WGPL 1350 AM listeners.
WMVA 88.9, good morning to you. Peace 95.3 FM and WPCE 1400 AM. Good morning.
Facebook Live is on and popping. Stephanie K. Sanders, thank you for joining us. Let's also welcome Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Instagram. Make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe. We'll shout you out later on in the show.
Like, share, comment, and subscribe.
Like, share, comment, subscribe. We have a new platform on YouTube. It is FYI Radio Show host Yolanda Hinton. Make sure you go there. Make sure you go to Crystal Records 1, CRISTO Records 1, and of course, Facebook Live, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Instagram. And we promise we'll shout you out.
Shout out.
Every time.
Yeah.
Mr. E, how was your weekend?
Had a great weekend. Thank God it was the weekend. Did a lot of resting and churching, and but it was a great weekend. How about yourself?
I had a wonderful weekend. A lot of rest, relaxation, a little worky work. Just a whole nice weekend, and I'm just thankful for today being here. We're on and popping and celebrating happy 9-year anniversary
that's the
to
song.
FYI Radio Show.
Yeah.
So this Friday, if you tune in, we have a couple of giveaways for you. And we are going to be leading up to our time of giving. We'll tell you about that a little bit later on in the show. Yeah.
So, Miss Hinton, how do you feel 9 years on on being on a FYI radio show?
It really doesn't seem like 9 years, but as I go back, I go all the way back 9 years ago, looking at pictures and just looking at guests and topics and things like that. And it really has been 9 years.
Yeah.
So
Wonderful
I'm very
time.
excited about it. We serving the community. We want to motivate and energize you all to rise above mere survival and find success. We bring you information that'll help you become more knowledgeable and just up on what's going on in the land.
And that's what FY is all about, bring you the very best so that you can be up and up and help you to rise above mere survival. So there'll be nothing that our community will go lacking of, because we want you to have the best because we bring the best.
Well, we'll talk about our sponsors. We want to welcome them sponsors, Bulvick Academy and Beard Guards. We give you a little bit of information later on in the show. In the meantime, this is FYI Radio Show Mondays Sports Talk.
That's
Mr.
right.
E. Now we can rewind to the weekend again because something happened and I don't know how people are feeling. I know they were, well, I'll put it like this. I know how some people are feeling.
Yeah.
They're feeling some way. There was a fight on Netflix. Tell us about it. With who?
That's right. There was a fight on Netflix with Jake Paul and Mike Tyson.
Oh my word. Oh my word.
You know what, Miss Hinton, when we talk about Jake Paul and Mike Tyson, you talk about the young against the old.
Mr. E, what was that? I don't mean no harm. I'm not a great boxing, viewer. I'm not into it like that, but throughout the years, I have followed, the champions.
Yeah.
So Mike Tyson is in the ring with a YouTube younger than him anyway. And they are, giving us a show. Tell us about it.
A show. They're giving us what you said. That's right. A show. That young man hit Mike Tyson so hard, and Mike Tyson couldn't recuperate. I mean, he bobbed.
You're getting ahead of yourself. What do you mean? You got these two men getting ready to go and tell Mike Tyson is a heavyweight champion of the world.
That's
what do you
right.
mean?
That's right. Mike Tyson was and thought he was. And that's the thing that gets me so much, Miss Hinton. All these former person who used to be in these job titles, now they figure that they can get back up there and do it again.
Well, he has trained, right? He's trained for this particular event.
And he's only 58 years old.
Okay.
And because he's only 58 years old, he's going against a young fella, younger than he is. I mean, and when you look at the giant Mike Tyson, all the skills, busting people up, breaking people down, and that young boy, Jake Paul, you'll find that there's a whole lot of difference there. Well,
here's the tea. Jake Paul won a unanimous decision over Mike Tyson on Friday night. Though some people have missed it. Netflix, they didn't have enough bandwidth to hold everybody on their platform. But it was a highly anticipated Netflix fight. They had streaming issues throughout the night, but those that did get to see it, Paul took control of the 58-year-old Tyson early and cruised to the 11th pro win. Now, let me say something, Mr. E. Now, I sat there and I looked at that fight. I didn't peek at it because I didn't think it was going to be any bloodshed or all that kind of stuff. We've seen that kind of stuff in boxing. But what bothered me was Mike Tyson in this first couple of minutes. It was 8 rounds, 2 minutes apiece, and he's breathing in the first.
Hard.
I mean, breathing hard in the first 2 minutes. And I said, this is not going to be good.
And not only was he breathing hard in the first 2 minutes, in the first two seconds that he had to get into that ring, he had a hard time getting in the ring.
Why you say that?
When he came into the ring.
After he slapped the mess out of Jake Paul up there, he stepped on his toe.
When he came down the runway, and got all the way to the ring, he was tired then. Yeah, Jake Paul came down the runway from the dressing room to the ring in a nice car, riding him and his brother. And then Mike Tyson walked all the way from the dressing room, and they played at the Dallas Cowboy Stadium. And he walked all the way from the dressing room into the ring. When he got into the ring, he looked like, okay, I think I should have rode instead of walked down here because he almost tripped going into the ring.
Well, they said Tyson managed to win the first two rounds. Paul found his groove and landed a whopping 78 of his 278 thrown punches to just 18 of Tyson's 97 attempts. This is the problem.
18. Now, come on now.
Listen,
Let's look at that. Mike Tyson only threw
I believe that,
eight,
Mr. E.
18 punches.
Do you know why I
Let-
believe that? Mr. E, if that man, and I wondered why his folk didn't tell him to stop biting that glove or stop messing with those fronts.
he-
What in the world? That was, see, I'm telling you, Mr. E, that was a travesty. Don't tell me that you fighting and fixing teeth, fixing fronts.
97 attempts to hit that man, 97 punches that he threw, and only 18 landed. Something ain't right that picture. If you look at the fighter himself, Mike Tyson is a go-getter. Let me bring the fight to you. And let's get into a brawl match, because he'd rather go toe to toe. But Jake stayed away from him, and Mike couldn't get up on him like he really wanted to.
He really could.
He couldn't get up on him because Jay Paul ran the ring more than standing there going toe to toe with it.
It was just too much to look at. Mike Tyson, of course, he trained. His body looked like he had been training, but his legs and things seemed to be slower than his upper movement. His hit, sometimes he would hit, and I mean hit hard, but he had the hardest time trying to manage himself. I mean, his whole body, it seemed like. Jake sweated and he sweated. And so I said, why are you sweating so much? We could tell you basically got the upper hand.
That's right.
But the thing about it, like I said, I don't know how anybody can fight professionally and they messing with their mouth. I mean, the whole time.
Listen, when I looked at it, Jake hit Mike upside the head. And social media has really blowed it up a little bit because when he hit Mike upside the head, right in the right up his left top temple, Mike, they said when he came back to the ring, they got him sitting over there crying. He didn't have to hit me that hard.
Who did that? Who said
social media? Social media had him like that. That he run back over there and say, he didn't have to hit me that hard. Why he hit me? Well, he put a dent in the man's head. When he hit Mike Tyson, there was a dent going there. Mike Tyson, to me, was a little bit too old to get in there with a younger fella like that fella. Because one, the gloves, Mike had to hold those gloves up. And all Mike could do is go halfway to the ring and dance in that corner.
Tyson was dancing.
Mike Tyson was just bobbing and weaving. I call it, you call it a dance because he was just bobbing and weaving and backing up and, but he couldn't go all the way to the other side. And when he threw his right hook on him, he landed into the ring, almost slipped. He almost slipped. So Paul won the fight. I mean, it wasn't really a fight. Mike must needed some money.
Well, that's what they were saying. It was like a charity thing that Paul was in it just to give money to Mike Tyson. Paul landed $40 million. Tyson, $20 million.
That's right.
Big drawing call. We don't know what you all were doing in that ring, but I tell you what, you went home. You went all the way to the bank after this fight. $40 million up for grabs, and I'm telling you, it was something. A lot of people kind of thought that Mike would win.
No, I hope they did.
They kind of went by his reputation as a heavyweight champion.
When you saw the calf of Jake Paul's leg, when you saw his calf, and all he had to do was plant one time and threw that right hit Mike, it was ball game. It was lights out.
Ooh.
If he had did all of that. And plus he had the stamina to move up, to work that ring. And that's what he did. He worked that ring and he tied Mike Tyson out. Mike Tyson couldn't do too much. His reputation preceded him. Everybody thought that Mike was back, that Mike can do it, and that Mike can do this. But when you look at Mike, I seen Mike when they had to help him in the ring. and because his legs wouldn't go too far, wouldn't take him too far. Mike Tyson, I applaud him for being such a senior to get into the ring. Yeah, I mean, he's not a senior yet, but from the beatings that he have taken, from the punches that he have given it out, and he couldn't throw nothing.
Okay, now, what do you all think?
Let
if you are
him
in the
stay out.
chat, let me know how you feel about this fight. A lot of people complain about Netflix not having the bandwidth for this fight. Nevertheless, if you wanted to, you could actually see it again the following day. Everything was up and popping. But to me, it was a fast fight, but it was kind of hard to look at. They said that Magic Johnson had a fit watching that game. I mean, that boxing match. And he said he just was disappointed. He just couldn't look at it.
Because when you saw Mike Tyson get into the ring, you said to yourself, bro, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't get in there and embarrass yourself like that. Don't go out like that. Because when you get into that ring, he got into the ring and his upper body was toned, but the back, you can see the flaps. His legs was all bandaged up with braces on it, because, and he's going to say, well, don't put it on the band on the knee. Your time is over. Get out while you're here.
Not time is over. What do you think, you all? Do you think it is Mike Tyson's time to take that $20 million and just have
pay some bills that you pay the people that you owe, and get out and sit down and relax.
But you know what, Mr. E? They said that again that the bandwidth wasn't good, but they said that they're going to have the NFL. What's the
Super Bowl?
Super Bowl on Netflix.
Yep. Netflix has got the contract.
With all the viewers, are they going to be able to accommodate viewers on this one?
Well, this is a learning experience for Netflix, and so so you might would go ahead and wish that Netflix could get all the bandwidth and what they needed to provide for the whole wide world, because everybody was looking at that fight, and not only that. Here's what you got to understand: it was past Mike Tyson's bedtime.
Did you all really expect Mike Tyson to win?
No.
Now, I'm not saying that Jake was the best fighter in the whole wide world, but hey, when you're fighting somebody that just, is just older than yourself, and I'm trying to be nice.
You're trying to be nice.
And, he, guess what, Mr. E? He sat there and he honored Mike Tyson, though. He gave him a bow and everything. They said he really looked up to Mike Tyson. So, they did. It was what it was. Nice entertainment for some. I know some lost money, but hey.
They got to be crazy. If you betted against Mike Tyson, if you betted that Mike gonna win, somewhere down the line, you need to go back to your optical department, or you go back and get your eyes checked again, because Mike has been through the mill. Mike has been worn out. Mike has been beat down. His body wasn't able to sustain or hold him going. And then they did him a favor. Normally it would be three minutes around. But they cut it down to 2 minutes around.
Yeah.
And Mike did not go all the way into the ring. He went halfway, close to his corner more than anything.
Well, I wish he would have stopped biting those whatever. He had a bite demon on him. You remember him biting, what you call it?
Yeah, they showed that that night too. They showed that.
Where he get this biting stuff from?
They showed that how he bit the man ear. And all that he used to do, all that he used to do,
he
all
can't
that
stop biting.
They, to me, Miss Hinton, if I really want to tell you that they psyched him up. Somebody told him. Somebody should have told him, don't get into that ring. Don't do it. Don't do it. You don't have it like that. Just like some of these old fellas out here today, they thinking that they got the stamina to go out there and fight one of them young boys. Let me warn y'all, the cement is not like it used to be back in the days of old.
Well, Miss E, what about the boos? Folks were booing this thing. It was like, it was at the AT&T Stadium. And the crowd was like, look, what are y'all calling this?
They called this thing not a fight. It was just somebody making money. That's why it was just a money scheme. It was just somebody out there making money, trying to help somebody, in the senior citizen home.
Well, I tell you what, we're going to talk about the NFL Week 11. We're going to put Tyson and them on the back burner. If you all want to go see it, go check it out. We're not making this up. You got to see this for yourself.
That's right, Miss Hinton. It's time for the NFL. Yes. And those who have not yet seen, let me tell you, if your team is not doing what they're supposed to do, welcome to the club tonight.
Mr. E, no, you're not talking about the Cowboys.
I'm talking
already.
About my Cowboys already. They playing against Houston, Texas tonight, and so I'm not expecting.
You're not expecting too much.
I'm not expecting too much of the Cowboys, but they my team, ride or die. I'm with them all the way.
Well, the season is not too good for them. Look at this, it's 3-6.
That's right, 3-6. So it's not. It's not good for the Cowboys at all. It's just like everybody else was saying. We're still America's team, but we're rebuilding.
Well, let's go to Thursday night, November 14th, when the Commanders and Eagles played, and the Eagles whipped the Commanders.
Somebody say, get them claws out of the Commanders. Get those eagle claws. The Eagles came to fight, 26-18. That was the score, and they came to fight. They come to win. It got off to a slow game.
Yeah,
the first two quarters of the game, it got real slow until Jalen and them picked it up, and they put the Commanders to sleep.
I'll tell you what, the Commanders are not doing that bad this season. They have 7-4. The Eagles are 8-2. And I tell you what, it was a good game. Where the Commanders go from here and how they do, we'll see.
Well, when you look at the division, they got an opportunity to be a wild card in the division. We know that Philadelphia it's a possibility to win the division, and the Commanders, Eagles going to win the division. The Commanders will be in second place. Now, there's a third and fourth. Maybe somebody. It's a possibility that somebody might be able to be a wild card.
Well, let's talk about the Packers and the Bears, because I'm telling you, I think the Packers just tore the fish out of the Bears. They almost had it. The Bears were almost there. The Packers came through. This game was very close, 2019, 20 for the Packers. But Mr. E, the Bears, they almost had it by the head and chin.
I'm laughing at what you just said. Took the fish right
out of their mouth. They had it now. Y'all know what they
took the fish.
Took it. Bears just took it. I was like, this is crazy.
Took the fish right out of the Bears' mouth. And they sure did.
And won.
And won the game by 1 point, 20-19. How about the Jaguars?
Oh, now listen. The Jaguars shouldn't even came to the game.
Detroit
baby.
Came to work.
The Lions was tearing them up.
52-6.
That's a shame.
And their season, they're 9-1. And the Detroit Lions and the Jaguars are 2-9.
The Vikings and the Titans. Now, the Titans not doing absolutely nothing this season.
They ain't did nothing last season.
Ooh.
So the Tennessee Titans, that's on the bottom. But the Minnesota Vikings came up last year.
Look at that season.
Yeah, they came up 23. They won 23-13. They came up. The Vikings did wonderful. I got to give to them last year.
That's right.
Last year, they showed us what they want to do this year.
Ooh.
So I'm proud of them. Well, the Poe Raiders.
I didn't like that game.
Miami did, that's a
The
shaky
Dolphins
too.
played. I'm glad they won, but to me that was just a little bit on the slow side.
34-19. That's the Miami Dolphins. And then you turn around and look at the Rams. The Rams versus the New England Patriots, and the score was 28-22.
Absolutely.
Cleveland Browns, they ain't did nothing all year. All year, the Cleveland Browns ain't did nothing. And the New Orleans Saints ain't did nothing. But the New Orleans Saints wind up beating Cleveland Browns 35-14.
Wait a minute, I got to say something about this next group. The Colts and the Jets. The Colts won by 1 point.
1 point, yeah.
But the Jets, what's going on, Aaron? Brother, you can't. You can't. You can't take your team to the winning post. I don't care what you do. It's 3-8 for the Jets, and 5-6 for. Is it 5-6 for?
5-4.
5-4.
5-6. That's right.
For the Colts. 28-27, very close game.
You know, Miss Hinton, but the next game was a great big barn
Let me
burner.
say something. This was a good game. It was a slow-moving game, though.
Yeah.
But we see where the Ravens, they tried it. They tried it, Mr. E. This is another one. Somebody stole something out somebody's mouth. But the Bumblebees decided to sting the Ravens. It was 18-16.
7 years.
The Steelers.
7 years the Ravens had been trying. Baltimore Ravens have been trying to beat the Steelers.
They got stung.
And every time you turn around, they always come up short of a point of winning. So the score was 18-16. Congratulations to Alvin Brooks and the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yes.
Now,
Seahawks and this one really got on my nerve. This was a slow-moving game as well. The Seahawks and the 49ers, 20-17, Mr. E.
That's right. And I am so glad for the next, Miss Hinton. About time.
It's
about time they lost.
Mr. E, don't say that.
I am so excited. I was so excited that when the Kansas City played against the Buffalo Bills, and the Buffalo Bills beat them 30-21. I was so glad to see Pat, what's his name? Patrick Mahomes. He went there with an old funny looking face. He couldn't razzle and dazzle, and he couldn't face the fear of the Buffalo. Listen, they intercept him like crazy. They laid him.
He threw it and the man intercepted. What was Mahomes thinking?
That pressure was on him. The heat was on him, and nothing that Mahomes could do. Them boys Buffalo Bills came out to play, and they put that heat on them boys.
Now I like Buffalo, but I did not want them to be KC.
I was so glad that somebody got a hold, of the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm so glad that the Buffalo Bills got a hold of them and beat them. I was glad. I was crossing my fingers. Somebody and intercept them. Somebody. He been so good at talking. We got you. I start to be the Buffalo Bills team and take them as my team.
And they beat them by a lot.
That's right.
30-21.
That's right.
But the Bengals and the Chargers, that was I saw a little bit of that, Missy. A little bit of that. But the Chargers came through. The Bengals, y'all may be on your way home too.
That's right.
34-27.
That's right, 34-27. So we are thankful, But when we look at the standards, Miss Hinton, when we look at the standards or the NFL standards, we find that here is the AFC winners. You got in the AFC division, you got Buffalo with a 9-2. You got the Miami Dolphins with a 4-6. You got the New York Jets a 3-8. You got the New England Patriots with a 3-6. And then when you go to the North, AFC, you got the Pittsburgh Steelers. They have an 8-2. The Baltimore Ravens are 7-4. The Cincinnati Bengals are 4-7. And the Cleveland Browns, way down at the bottom of the totem pole, are 2-6. Let's go over to the South. Then you got the Houston Texans, who Dallas played tonight. They got a 6-4. The Indianapolis Colts are 5-6. The Tennessee Titans, 2-8. You will not see the Tennessee Titans. The Tennessee Titans. You will not see the Super Bowl playoff. You would not make it.
Whatsoever.
The Jacksonville Jaguars are 2-9. The Kansas City Chiefs down there in the West are 9-1. Los Angeles Chargers are 7-3. Denver Broncos are 6-5, and the Raiders, bye bye to you too, is a 2-6. Let's go to NFL. The first one that jumps up is the East, and you got the Philadelphia Eagles got an 8-2. The Washington Commanders, they have a 7-4. And the Dallas Cowboys has a 3-6. What, you got something in your throat, presenters?
I need some water.
Yeah. You got something in your throat there.
At least I can say you taking them boys, you doing well, just facing reality.
That's right. They still America's team, regardless of what. I was talking to somebody the other day, said, now, we may not be beating everybody on the court, but at least we can wear our gear. At least we can wear our gear. And the New York Giants, New York, they're 2-6.
Even worse.
Yeah, even worse. And then you go down to the north, you got them Detroit Lions are 9-1, Minnesota Vikings are 8-2, and the Tampa Green Bay Buccaneers are 7-3. Jabby, y'all doing wonderful. Your prediction for the night, Miss Hinton?
Oh my goodness, the Cowboys and the
Houston, Texas.
Oh, I'm not even gonna touch that.
Come on, tell us.
Give me your prediction.
Well, the Cowboys gonna win.
Okay. Well, I tell you what, we'll see. But look, come over here for a few minutes. We want to tell you about some upcoming shows. And don't forget to join us at 6 p.m. for our replay. God bless you. Have a wonderful day.
For the past 30 minutes, you've been listening to FYI Radio Show, Sports Talk, where we bring you nothing but the best in the NFL as well as the AFC. Don't forget tonight's game. The Dallas Cowboys plays the Houston Texans. I'm predicting that the Cowboys will win. Don't forget to join us Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 9:30 to 10 right here on WGPL 1350, WMVA 88.9, Peace 95.3, and WPCE 1400. And for more information, give us a call at 757-714-7861. Have a wonderful, wonderful Monday.
All right, man. So look, join us this evening for a replay. Misty and I will be on after Thanksgiving in December with a live After Dark show. We'll announce it for you. You can join us. You can be a part of our audience as well. Misty will tell you how to do that in a minute. Also, don't forget Crystal Community Development Corporation, Young Women Achieving Success. We are recruiting. This is our month in December to recruit girls for our 2024-2025 season. Girls, I have 10 up here, 11 to 17. And you can be a part of a wonderful mentoring program, plenty of support, a sisterhood and friendship, and, just a lot of fun for young ladies that need a good mentoring program. Also, our upcoming show is FYI After Dark. I just mentioned that. Also, FYI Replay. We're going to rewind to some of our best shows, which I feel are best shows. Mr. E will tell his. We'll probably do that on Friday, along with doing some giveaways as well. We're celebrating, recapping our 9 years. 9 years. Congratulations. Yeah. Congratulations to you too, Mr. E. Also a time of giving. I just mentioned that, our giveaways. And then in December, of course, we do a lot more giving. And for those that have been a part of our listening audience, we would love you all to be here so you can participate in that. Some of the things that we'll cover in upcoming shows: immigration, real estate, and much, much more. Yeah. Don't forget the Royal Ladies Pie. Royal Ladies Pie. Listen, I'm taking orders now. Don't expect no pies on Thanksgiving. If you want a pie, you better get it in now, honey. Get your orders in. Wednesday will be the last day for delivery, so you can get it between now and then. And then also after that, throughout the Christmas season, you can also get a pie. Call 757-470-0224 if you'd like a pie, or you could just inbox me, or you can go to the Royal Ladies Pie at gmail.com and send me a note. The Royal Ladies, LADY, Y' pie, at gmail.com.
Don't forget to let them know about our guest. Mr. Chris Hinton will be here. And if you want to know more about immigration, get ready. Get ready, because I have talked to Mr. Lewis, and I'll find you get what they're going to let us know.
Yes.
When and what time is available for them, so that we can have them on, and we can talk more about immigration.
I can't wait to talk about it, because we got this new administration coming over, and they talking about they're gonna take everybody, just throw them right back, y'all, and act from black people maybe going back to Africa.
I want to say good morning to our special guest, Mr. Mark Howard, Miss Annie Celerio, along with Miss Yolanda Hinton. Thank you so very, very much for tuning in to the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world.
All right, on Instagram we have Joshua B. Lane joined. Thank you for joining us, Annie. Everybody, how y'all doing? Thank you so much for being a part of what we do. Mr. E's going to tell you how you can be a special guest, intern, or sponsor.
If you like to be a special guest, intern, or sponsor of the Most Talked About Radio show, all you have to do is give us a call at 757-714-7861, or you can inbox us at FYI Radio Show, or Edward Everett's Facebook page, or Miss Hinton's Facebook page, or FYI Facebook page, or you can email us at FYIRadiosHowLive@gmail.com. Don't forget to give us a call at 757-714-7861.
God bless you all. Have a wonderful, wonderful Monday. We'll see you back here on Wednesday.
2 up, 2 down, VA. Gotta go.